Welcome back to another Movies with Andy. Today's movie is Superman.
No matter what you do to me, Luther, your plans won't work.
Wrap it up.
Good luck with that.
This movie review will be a little different because there will be some slight spoilers throughout this video. So if you haven't seen Superman, you have been warned. So this is the first movie in James Gunn's DC universe. And I was actually blessed enough to be able to go to the red carpet premiere in Hollywood thanks to my good friend Eric. So I was lucky enough to meet Superman and some of the rest of the cast. And I was finally able to see Superman. And I feel like a lot of people have been asking me, Andy, what did you think of the film? And I'm here to say that I actually hated this movie. And I'm not even kidding you, the first time I saw this movie, I actually did not like it at all. And the reason I didn't like it the very first time I saw it was because there was just so much happening in this film. It was just one thing after another. It wasn't just the usual film structure that we usually see. I just feel like they were just throwing so much at us in this film. So after watching about half of this movie, I kind of feel like I checked out because I was just like, what are they doing with this film? But if you saw my past video with Eric, I was being kind of optimistic with this film, but also worried about things they might do in this movie. And I was actually somewhat right with them throwing too many characters at us. But after a week, I was finally able to watch this movie a second time. But I can tell you that I didn't hate it anymore and I actually really enjoyed myself. So the first time I watched this, like I said, I kind of felt like I checked out because I feel like it just wasn't a Superman movie. But watching it a second time, I feel like I was able to distinguish what they were trying to do this time. Which for me was very hard not to like this movie because I love superhero movies. But I still had my problems with it. So let me start off with things that I really liked in this film. David Cornsweet is an amazing Superman. I just feel like he brings that charisma to not only Clark Kent, but Superman himself. I feel like his Superman was way different because he's way more emotional, but also passionate about being Superman and about wanting to save everyone, no matter how small they are. Which I really like that because it showed his humanity and how human Superman actually is. Rachel Brosnahan did an amazing job as Lois. I actually didn't like her the very first time, but watching her develop and being the love interest in Superman, but also being a strong, powerful woman in this film was just amazing to see. And of course, I have to say it, Krypto was a very fun part of this film. And it was another thing I didn't like the first time watching this film. I feel like he was just overused to being a funny part of the film. But watching it the second time, Krypto really grew on me. And I also feel like this is one of the best iterations of a CGI dog because I felt like he was a real dog and he acts like a dog and he bites your ankles as you're walking out the door, which I thought was hilarious. And like I said, the first time I watched this film, I feel like they were just throwing way too much at us. But watching it a second time, I understand why they were doing that. The reason they were doing that is because it's all part of Lex's story to try to distract Superman so he can be doing his mischievous things over here while Superman is all the way over here. Which it made way more sense once I opened up my mind and realized what the whole scheme of it was. Also, the other metahumans that they showed in this movie were pretty awesome. Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl all did an amazing job. And that was some things that I still didn't like with this film. This movie made it super obvious that Superman is the strongest metahuman we've ever seen. But for whatever reason, this Superman cannot win one fight. I feel like he was just getting beat up left and right, and the only people he can actually beat were humans. So I feel like he always had problems fighting other metahumans or other strong creatures as well. And this is just a little small thing, and it could go either way. I wish that we would have seen David Cornsweet play Clark Kent way more in this film. But I also feel like if it was the other way around and we got way too much Clark Kent, I would have been like, why is there not more Superman scenes? So I can admit that. I do wish there was more Clark Kent scenes, but I am happy with the amount of Superman scenes we got throughout the film. And although I did like the other metahumans in this film, the Justice Gang, I do feel like this movie felt a little convoluted with too many characters that kind of pushed Lois Lane to the sidelines closer to the end of the film. And another problem that I had with this movie, that I just feel like he had no character development throughout the film. Okay, after taking like a minute to really think about it, he did and he didn't have character development throughout the film. So the reason why I say that is because closer to the end of the film, he does embrace his human side, or his upbringing as a human. So he was able to feel more powerful because he embraced his human side and saw the flaws and also the power in being human. But I feel like in past Superman movies, at the beginning, he's a little more weaker, and then by the end of it, we really see Superman's strength. And in this film, I feel like we just never got a real scene of him showing his true strength as Superman. I know, it's so much nerd talk, but like I said, I just love these superhero films and I just had way higher expectations. But I will admit I was wrong the first time and liked it way more the second time. So now, would I watch this movie in the theaters again? Yes, I completely would, and I do wish that I saw it in a bigger screen format as well. This movie was lots of fun and I feel like it's a great introduction to the DC universe that we're going to get. And please, I would love to hear what you have to say contradicting everything I didn't like about this film down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie reviews every week.